thank you for joining us for this Child Life Q&A. My name is Jacqueline Garborg. I'm the communication coordinator here at Hope for HIE, and I'm also an HIE parent. I'm here with Annie Gunning, our Child Life Specialist and Grief Counselor, and today we're going to be talking about bonding with your baby through infant massage. Annie, thank you for being here and sharing your knowledge with us during this informational session. Can you start by just introducing yourself and talking a little bit about your role at Hope for HIE?
Yes, of course. I'm so happy to do this again. I feel like we've had a couple months that we've missed, so I'm glad to be sharing some information again and hopefully something that's relevant to all of our families and they can all use. So as Jacqueline said, I am Hope for HIE's Child Life Specialist. I'm also a grief counselor, and my job here at Hope for HIE is to support our children and our families through medical experiences, which could include a diagnosis or appointment. So helping them prepare for that, come up with individualized coping strategies for the parent and for the child. Mm-hmm. And we also do a Super SIB program and a SOAR program for our kids with HIE.
Awesome. So we're really excited to offer this new educational sort of mini series on infant massage and the benefits that it offers to our families. Can you tell us about what infant massage is and why we're offering it at Hope for HIE?
Yes, I am really excited to be doing this and to share with some of you. I have done this a little bit with our Hope for HIE families, and it's been just a one-on-one situation or session that I've done via Zoom, which is, always a little bit interesting, but that's how we're able to communicate and provide the most services. So, but infant massage, if you don't know what it is, it's just a gentle practice that supports connection through touch. It's a way for caregivers and parents to bond with their baby, learn their baby's cues, create calm moments together. Infant massage is especially meaningful, I think, for our community. And I've worked with many families in the NICU who've experienced medical trauma. They've had those NICU stays and they've had that disrupted early bonding. So that was really one of the reasons we wanted to bring it into Hope for HIE in a bigger setting, is so we can expand the support of bonding in a different way.
Okay. What is the foundation or the origin of infant massage?
Yeah, so I won't get too much into the details, but I just wanted to give everybody a little bit. It was developed in the 70s by Vimala McClure, who is a wonderful human, and she's written several books and developed many programs about infant massage. But she based the infant massage on strokes from Indian massage, Swedish massage, and reflexology. So the Swedish are called the milking strokes, and that's the ones that go like the long to your extremities, like heart to extremities, and those aid in circulation to the heart. And then the Indian massage strokes are more of the toning, that are the squeezing, the twisting, the rolling, and that's more for tone and relaxation. So those are the two main areas that the two main ways we use infant massage.
How would infant massage aid in bonding between parents and their infant?
So obviously, I love infant massage, and I think it's helpful in so many ways, but there's three main ways that we focus on how it aids and helps in bonding. So it's eye contact, skin contact, and vocalizations, communication. So with eye contact during the massage, the way you're positioned with the baby, they're face to face right in front of you. So it's really just a nice parent quality, just face-to-face with the parent, and quality of interaction provides a great feedback with your baby, like really close up, just through that eye contact alone. And then as far as skin contact, stroking babies brings myelination to the nerves and awakens the senses. So it aids in myelination of the nerve cells. Loving touch triggers physiological changes that help infants grow and develop. And it stimulates nerves in the brain that facilitate food absorption and release stress hormone levels. Those can result in improved immune system functioning. It also can aid in weight gain as it's facilitating that food absorption hormone from the stimulating the brains and the nerves. So that's that's how that's kind of connected. That seems a little
Wow.
confusing. Just time for the parent to learn and understand their baby's body language and what their threshold for stimulation is. We will find out there's a lot of strokes that your baby doesn't like, and we're going to figure out the ones that work best for your family.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as vocalizations, communications during massage, your baby will come to know certain sounds with massage, like say the oil on your hands,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe there's soft music playing. That's communication. They're understanding and starting to learn that these sounds mean something and they know what's coming next.
Mm-hmm.
And then daily massage can help understand what your baby's vocalizations mean, because you're just more in touch with them. You're in touch with their body language, their nonverbal signals, and different types of cries even.
Mm-hmm. Why are we focusing on bonding, or why is it like such an important focus for our HIE families?
Yeah. And, not only with our HIE families, but when I worked in the NICU and in the hospital setting for so many years, we talked a lot about this with our families, because I feel like many parents have described, especially in those early days, there's monitors, there's medical teams, there's fear, instead of the bonding in what you had imagined was going to be, or what life you thought, what you thought life was going to be with your new baby. So all of that things kind of get in the way. Yeah. So infant massage offers a way to reclaim some of that. It's safe touch. It's comforting. It's parent led. So this is something only parents can do for their child. Mm-hmm. This is not like, I don't go and teach other people how to do it so they can do it on babies. My role as being a certified infant massage instructor is to only teach parents. So this really is only something parents can do for their child, even at the bedside when you're in the hospital. Mm-hmm. This is only something that you do. And I really like to focus that, because I think a lot of parents have felt that maybe in that medical setting, they don't quite know how they're supposed to, or how they can care for their baby in those settings.
Right. How can infant massage support parents on an emotional level?
Yeah, I think infant massage, it's not just for the babies. While they have a wonderful benefit from it, of course, it can be really healing for parents, because it creates this intentional time to slow down, to connect, be present. And I think a lot of parents have shared, or caregivers have shared, that it reduces anxiety and also just increases their confidence after they've been through these medical experiences.
Right. Is infant massage therapy, is it like a therapy, or is it a medical treatment of any kind?
It is not. It is neither of those. So I do want to make sure that we understand that. It is not physical therapy. It's not medical treatment. It is not a replacement for any type of clinical care. It's bonding. Our purposes are bonding and relaxation. And that really is the purpose of infant massage for any parent and baby. Our sessions are meant to be comfort, connection, gentle touch, not treat any kind of medical conditions. And we will get into that a little bit, of which maybe situations or medical things your child has going on that we need to just be aware of and work around.
Right. Is infant massage safe for babies with HIE or other complex medical needs?
It is, I would say, in most cases, generally, touch can be very supportive. But every baby is unique, and what one baby loves and is comforting and therapeutic for them might not be for another baby, right? So this is one of those, this is that part of like where you're getting to know your baby better and what they love and what's comforting and relaxing to them. We always encourage our families to check with your medical team if you have any concerns. So I think even just mentioning, hey, I'm going to be doing some infant massage, any reservations about there, anything I need to be aware of or not do, even for specific parts of the body. So it is very, well, I know I said it was parent focused, but parent focused in the NICU as far as the parents are doing this, but it's really baby led, cue based. We're going on what the baby tells us they want and need.
Right. What are some of the benefits of infant massage?
There are a ton. We have a lot, and we do have a resource that we're going to be sharing, I think, with our families afterwards, of benefits of infant massage. And we'll create, after each session we'll create some kind of like some printable materials that they can have. But just a few to talk about a couple. Increased bonding and connection, relaxation and calming, improved sleep routines, support for digestion and gas, like even colicky, increased awareness for the baby's cues and understanding what your baby needs, and positive touch after medical stress. So that I feel like is important, because there's so many times when our baby is in the NICU or in the hospital, and when they're touched, it's for something that's going to be uncomfortable or something that hurts, or they're going to get a poke. And so we really want them to know and understand, like, there's positive touch too. Every time we're moving you or readjusting you, it's not going to hurt. This is only for like comfort. Right. So they'll learn that.
Right. Will infant massage help in a baby's development at all?
Infant massage is a support. So I would say it supports regulation, sensory connection. So it is wonderful complement to develop, like if you're doing developmental therapies or something specific. So this is, I think, a support and can be used alongside it. This is not a developmental intervention on its own. I think of it more as like a supportive bonding tool. Right. That fits alongside therapies. And I think this is something you could talk with if your child is in PTOT, like talk with them about this and let them know, hey, I started doing this. Do you have specific recommendations to include this, or, you know, so they can like just go together.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. So during the month of March, Hope for HIE is going to be offering 2 closed Zoom meetings where families can attend infant massage teaching sessions led by you. What will those sessions involve for families?
Yes, I'm really excited about this. I have, like I said, I have taught infant massage before via Zoom, and it is a little bit tricky, but we figure it out, and it has worked well. Yeah. Having said that, like, it is going to be very low pressure, low key, supportive, calm. You're just going to do whatever you need to do to keep your baby calm and comfortable. So I always have a teaching dowel that I use. So I will teach on my dowel and show different strokes and how your hands should be and just the general demonstration. And we'll focus on like the easier parts, you know, at the beginning, especially like that are tolerable, at least for young babies or babies who've had medical issues or complexities. So like the back and the legs, those are 2 usually parts that I start with because they're just tolerated easier. So it'll be Zoom, and I'll have my dowel. It might look weird. It might have the camera in different spaces, but yeah, it will still be helpful.
Okay. Is it this just for infants, or is there a specific age range that you will be teaching or that you encourage families to attend?
I think you can do infant massage at any age. Like you just make adjustments along the way. Right. I think primarily we're thinking at infants age, like 0 to, I don't know, I'd say 24 months. That's being generous with 24 months, but you just have to adapt it as they get older, because then maybe once they start moving a little bit, well, we might just do it a different way or at a different time. But it really can be done even for like young kids.
Okay. What happens if someone's baby cries, moves, or doesn't tolerate the massage?
Very common, especially when we're trying something new and we're doing something new to them. They might be like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And so it's really just about reading their cues and noticing if they seem overstimulated or if they're just not tolerating that particular stroke. So if they cry a little bit, I'd say, okay, maybe that's just like a release of some kind of some stress, right? But if it's continuous, then it's like, okay, we need to check some stuff. Is it the environment? Is it the place where we're doing the massage? Is it our pressure that we're using? Right. Is it like, we just kind of look at different things happening. But I think, and then at that point, you're just doing comfort. Right. You just take a pause. Once they're calm, we can start up again. But a couple of things, it's so like continuous crying, just being really tense and not able to have that relaxation. Fussy, hiccuping is actually a stress cue. Looking away a lot. And then of course, when I was in the hospital, and if any kids are on monitors, like any kind of heart rates, respiratory rates that would set off the monitor, that was usually a sign. I'm like, okay, we got to slow down. Right. So those are just things that we're going to be aware of.
Okay. How long should infant massage last when families are doing it at their home?
It really does vary, and I feel like I've said this a lot, but it does. It can be anywhere from a couple minutes to 20 minutes. Do I ever think you're going to be doing massage head to toe in one session? Absolutely not. Most babies don't tolerate that, and that's not the goal anyway. Our goal is to provide a few minutes of massage, and usually you start with maybe a couple minutes and you work your way up. So maybe even 3 to 5 minutes of touch, and that's all they tolerate. That's fine. So maybe after a couple times of doing it, there'll be 5 to 10 minutes, and that's really is enough, and that's okay. So I don't want people to get hung up in like needing to be able to do all of these strokes and learn all of this massage. There might only be 2 strokes for the legs and 2 for the back that your baby really enjoys and likes. That's wonderful. Just use those. But there's no need to go on to anything else if that's really not what they like.
Right.
So it's listening to and watching their cues and then fitting into what works with your schedule. So you don't want to be rushed. You want to be at the right time where you have some, a little bit of time set aside to just focus on this. So the hope again is to build up, maybe with a couple minutes and then you're building up.
Okay. Do families that are joining in these sessions, do they need oils or any sort of special supplies that they need to have ahead of time?
I don't think nothing really special. Like if there's already a lotion or a cream or something you use on your baby anyway, great. I always say like all natural oils are the best.
Okay.
And you can, your baby and their skin. So you can always test like a little bit on their skin to make sure there's not a reaction. I used to use just olive oil, like from my kitchen.
Okay.
Or like when my kids had like the eczema cream, like the certain lotions that we had to use, I would use that too. I'm like, we might as well turn this into a massage if we're rubbing it all over anyway. Right. But you really can use all natural stuff is what I prefer.
Okay. When is the best time to do infant massage?
When you're relaxed and you have time to do it. So a lot of people think, or it works well like evening time, maybe after bath time or before bedtime. Typically, a lot of babies have this like fussy time at the end of the day. So if you know about when that is, maybe an hour before that can kind of relax them, get that stress out beforehand, and maybe even ward off that fussiness. So it's really whatever works best into your day.
Okay. Makes sense. Can you share any important tips that you have about infant massage, just as key points for families prior to the educational sessions?
Yes. When we first start, I will go over the type of touch we use and like a gentle but firm pressure. It's nothing too light because that's tickly. We don't need to do anything vigorous because fortunately, their muscles aren't as knotted up as probably ours are, so it doesn't have to be too intense. But their muscles are working hard. They're constantly developing. So we do want to provide that relaxation. Anything, your strokes are just like slow, rhythmic, long, nothing, like I said, nothing fluttery or tickly or abrupt. But we'll go over, I feel like, that kind of stuff specifically once we start.
Okay. What is your hope for families who participate in these educational sessions?
My hope is that families come away with this feeling empowered to be able to do something for their child that no one else can do and connect it to them. Yeah. This is a simple practice, but it can be really meaningful and have big moments of being calm and feeling more bonded with your baby and even healing. I think especially for families who've walked through this medical trauma, and massage is a way just to communicate love and connection and release of tension and really understand and connect with your baby during this very small moment of time, but very intentional.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Annie. Is there anything else that you wanted to share with families or add?
I want to make sure I didn't forget anything. The one thing, if you are joining us, which I hope you are, the only thing you would need to bring is like a blanket or something that your child could lay on in front of you, like a boppy or something like that. Any comfort items, so like a passy or a blanket, something that helps them feel comfortable. Right. They're pretty much don't have any clothes on except their diaper. Okay. But if they're chill, if they're cold, they can be snuggled into a blanket or something. So
okay,
And we can send that out too, like ahead of time, I guess.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us and giving insight into this topic. I know it's a really popular one. We had some good feedback on these sessions coming up. We're really excited for our families to be able to take advantage of these educational sessions coming up in March. The dates are going to be Wednesdays, March 4th and March 18th. So keep an eye out for those sessions so you can get registered for them. And thanks so much for watching this Child Life Q&A, and we'll see you guys in March.
Thank you.